Finally, structure is theme. Structure is the experience, but structure is theme. Kung saan pupunta in the end yung structure, nandun yung ibig sabihin. Pag binaliktad mo yung structure kanina ng Japanese performer at ilagay mo sa unahan yung feather, pag-iba ang message niya. Depende kung ano nasa ending niya. Yung mga tula, nasa ending yung meaning, di ba? The last lines. Pelikula, it's always in the end. So, ini-structure mo papunta sa meaning, sa ending. So, structure is theme and meaning. Nakakabit yung meaning mo sa structure mo. Your questions, what's going to happen? Marami pang komplikasyon ito pinag-usapan natin, hindi natin masya-shortcut today. Like merong tinatawag na hero's journey, pwede niyong hanapin sa internet. It gives you a structure already. 80% ng pelikula Hollywood, lahat ng pelikula ni na George Lucas, Star Wars and everything, lahat yun naka-template sa hero's journey. Walang conflict yun doon sa iba, Aristotle and etc. Hero's journey, hero din yun. Protagonist yun ang papatakbo ng kapalaran niya at nag-journey. So you can look it up sa internet at pwede nyo isa kayong hero's journey doon sa, yung kwento nyo doon sa hero's journey. Hero's journey is, sabi dito sa chat, journey, may monomyth siya. Tama siya, monomyth. Ibig sabihin, iisa lang ang myth. Buong mundo, iba-ibang kultura, iba-ibang race, iba-ibang panahon, iisa lang ang pinupuntahang myth. There's a monomyth. Mono, one myth lang. Yun ang teorya nila. But we can disagree. And we can say na hindi isa lang ang myth sa buong mundo. There are so many ways of telling stories and there are many myths. At itong hero's journey, ganawa ito ng isang puti na galing sa West. At ang hero's journey nila, because sila, nag-journey sila at nagpunta sila ng mga bansa at kumuha sila ng mga gifts sa bansang yun at bumalik sila sa lugar nila. Tayo, we're not heroes, we're not conquerors, we were conquered. So anong hero's journey natin? But maybe the hero's journey of our hero's journey is the journey of transformation. Whether nasa lugar ka na kinonquer o ikaw conqueror. So long as we realize na ginawa ito ng mga puti and the hero's journey is to conquer something sa outside world. Tayo, pinuntahan tayo at kinonquer. Kaya ang ano natin is putting together, not getting something. Otherwise, we can still apply it, then gagawin mas eternal. May ibang nagsabi nga na dapat there should be a heroine's journey. And naglabas ang libro, ganun din, hero's journey. Nag-iba rin, mas internal transformation. Whatever the case, wag guys, totally blindly susundin yung template. You have the power to transgress and subvert. Okay? The way you can subvert genres. You can mix genres, like Get Out as two genres. Horror siya na comedy na manners na horror, then biglang naging slasher. Or Parasite keeps shifting genre and tone. So pwede palit-palit. But then mas complicated yung ganun. But there's no rule that says stick to your genre. But you have to be able to convince me na tama yung ginawa nyo na nag-shift ng genre. Otherwise, be safe, play safe muna, go conventional. Sundan yung kahon. Okay? So may maraming mga ganun din, hero's journey and so. So maraming mga templates, you can look it up sa internet. But otherwise, ang pinaka-template is the 3-act structure na conventional. 3-act din ang hero's journey at marami dito 3-acts din. So hindi sila nagkakalaban nagtutulungan sila. But mostly ito nasa kahon. Ang nasa kabila ng kahon, ito mga sinasabi natin, walang bida, passive ang bida. Ang bida mo ay yung Manila, hindi yung mga characters, powerless yung mga characters sa lugar. Like Manila by Night, Manila is the protagonist, not the character. So, talo, karamihan sa kanila, ang panalo ang iba, hindi sila. So, pwede mong baguhin yung formula. May time na ito nalungkot akong konti. Pero yung konti lang naman. Meron akong project na ang title niya ang masayang ang daigdig ni Erlinda Mariquet or something. Tungkol sa isang transgender na espiya, Pilipinong espiya na transgender nung panahon ng Hapon na hindi nalalamang lalaki siya at nakakapag-espiya siya at siya ang bida. may best friend siyang babae at best friend na lalaki. In love siya dun sa lalaki, pero yung dalawa ang mag-boyfriend. So, kwento to nung espiya, siya ang bida. It kept getting rejected by producers, left and right, left and right. At one point, may isang producer na nagsabing, gawin natin, pero gawin nating babae yung hindi siya gay, yung transgender, gawin natin babae siya. And then, tatlo magkaibigan. Ayaw namin. Reject na reject eh. So many years hindi natutuloy. Finally, pinakahuling offer after so many years from Regal, tuloy natin at hindi natin gagawin babae yung transgender pa lang siya. Pero gagawin natin bida yung babae na best friend. Supporting character lang yung transgender and then yung boyfriend ng babae. The babae was Judy Ann Santos and the guy was Dennis Trillo and so on. And so pumayag ako kaysa hindi matuloy. And so naging supporting character lang yung transgender si Dennis Trillo. Although nanalo siya best supporting actor for the role, that's Ice Temas. Ice Temas na movie. So for a while, I was thinking, nag-compromise pa ako kasi ang ganda at that time, bago pa yung ang bida mo, transgender. O man yung hindi transgender. So parang, did I miss that opportunity na nakagawa kong pelikula ng bida transgender? Kaya lang, baka naman hindi natuloy. So may mga incidents in my life na nangyayari yun, na may konting latak. But then I felt good naman because it came out to be a good film naman, at nalo, etc. And ando pa rin yung kwento, pero nabago na siya at nag-adjust. Ang daming instances na nangyayari itong ganito. But it should not stop me from creating. Kung lagi ako nagdududa, nagko-compromise sa gaganito, and it will cripple me as a writer, then I think that will be a tragedy. I think I should keep continuing, I should keep creating, knowing the risks, knowing na baka makompromise ko ang sarili ko, baka mag-succeed ako, but I have to keep creating and I have to keep sharing with my workshops kasi sa akin yun ang mission ko sa buhay. Gumawa ng kwento at tumulong sa mga taong gumagawa ng kwento. And maging compromises o problema o risk, political man ng risk or what, I'll just do my best, but I have to keep doing it. It should not stop me.